It's track reviews.
Hi, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well. And it's time for a track review of the new James Blake over here. He just dropped a new single. I had a conversation with the man recently. From what I understand, he has been working on a new record. I'm very excited to hear what he has in store for us. Given the somewhat radical evolution that James has undergone from album to album to album, in terms of changing styles and focuses and working with different instrumental palettes, who the hell knows what we're in for on this one? You know, is it a sing-songy type piano tune? Is it an abstract electronic piece? Is it pure ambient bliss? I guess we'll see. I guess we will friggin' see. James Blake, you're too precious. Let's go ba-bam. There was a lot going on with that track. That was dense. There was a lot happening there. And what's funny is that at first it sounded like it might not have been something that would have added up to much, but it really does kind of blossom into something very complex, evocative, a little disorienting in a way. Let's start with the intro. We have this eerie, beautiful loop of vocals and piano, which is a little distant, a little dusty. Sounds like it's filtered a bit too. Then we get some sub bass and claps, adding some spine to this loop. On top of this, we're getting these bright, very short shots of pitched vocals that are very pretty. They're very ear-grabbing. And from there, as the beat is kind of growing, I'm getting this sense that what this is made out of, it sounds like James Blake embarked on some kind of, I don't know, spare piano vocal jam sesh, might have taped it, and then assembled this beat out of just spare sections of that. Oh, this sounds cool, that sounds cool, grab this vocal, grab that piano loop, and just sort of pull it together that way. Just a guess. But it sort of sounds like that's kind of the makeup, the genetic makeup of the beat. We do get a lead vocal at first on the track for a very short period, but it's so subdued it barely has any presence in the track, which at first was kind of a turnoff for me. I was assuming for a moment this was going to be essentially the build of the track, and we would have these somewhat understated vocals for the rest of the song. But then the track starts transitioning into a series of different passages. The track is very detailed in terms of its structure. It moves through different phases, but the different sections it moves through aren't super clearly defined. They're not hard transitions. It's like each section of the song beyond this point is, it's like each section of the song past this point is slowly melting into the other. So it's hard to tell, like, once you've fully like changed into that next moment, because you don't know when the one after that is coming, and how far away the past one is sort of drifted away because the changes and shifts are so subtle. But still, there is a very strong sense of progression across the track. We get a very choppy hook on the song too, essentially, where we get a louder vocal that is James Blake essentially singing about this preciousness of the love that he has in mind on the song, but the sections of the vocal are just so sectioned off and disjointed. As pretty as it is, there is kind of an odd quality to how the vocals are cut apart. I do like the much bolder series of vocals toward the end of the song that Blake delivers. It feels like a really strong finale to the song, even if it's not like an explosive finish. It's explosive for this song, which is very enchanting and very hypnotic and very gorgeous and very easygoing. It's a strong, intense end to this song that has sort of lulled me into a stupor for the few minutes it had been on so far. If you just happened onto the ending of this track, it might not sound like much on its own, but to progress to it, it's such a stronger statement. I think there are some aspects to the beat and the sub bass throughout most of the track that are very odd. Like the way the sub bass reverberates on this song, it feels almost like detuned, or like it almost, as it coasts off, it changes pitch a little bit. It's very weird. It's a very weird sub bass, but I think it just kind of adds to the odd but beautiful quality of the song, and is also a tribute to the fact that James Blake is, a sound play god. And as sparse as the beat on this track is, it sounds like he wanted each element of that beat to sound special, and the sub bass especially does. So I'm liking this. It does have kind of a lot of the various qualities of his best types of songs separately, all compacted together into this powerhouse of piano, vocals, electronics, samples, and more. And it is very abstract. And once more, in terms of structure, it is really marching completely and utterly to the beat of its own drum. Those are my thoughts on the track. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I feel like I would like it even more with more listens too, because it really is that strange, alluring, perplexing, and curious. And I would love to hear James continue to sound this adventurous on more tracks, I guess. Maybe not exactly sounding this way with this same instrumental or sonic makeup and structural build, but if he's able to maintain the same sense of adventure on a series of X many tracks across the record, that would be great. Let me know down in the comments if you are digging on this. Did you love this? Did you hate this? Why? What do you think I should review next? And hopefully, you're all doing well. You're the best, you're the best, you're the best. Anthony Fantano, James Blake, you're too precious, forever.